Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
National Electrical Safety Month is held every May to raise awareness about the importance of staying safe around electricity. Visit les.com/safety for safety tips on power lines, tree trimming, storms, and so much more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Schwieso Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwieso Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schwieso.com. That's schwisow.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492. G187747, and G196599.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
This is On the Block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin.
That it is. Welcome into another week of On the Block, originating here from 1040 O Street. It is beautiful weather outside. If you're in the area, stop in, say hi, grab a nice cup of coffee from the mill. Would love to see you. Love to give you a wave, a handshake, all that good sort of stuff. I am Austin Norman, joined on the line by the man settled back home, E-Strick. How your travel, Stricky?
Well, good. It was awesome to go out there and celebrate love. Good group of people got married. They, bonded their hand in marriage, and now moving on, united as a family. And so that was beautiful. And then it was just putting a little collage together that I'm gonna probably put out just a little bit of the time that was had there. It was great. The weather was great. Got to see some high school friends as well. So yeah, it was solid. It was a solid trip.
Any issues with the flights? I know you were on a bad streak there for a while. Are we back? Are things on the up and up for Stricky in the airports?
It was a slight delay, but the delay wasn't anything that was major, because it was just one of those things where they were landing and they were in a different terminal, and the pilots and the stewardesses had to make their way over. So it was just a slight delay. But other than that, no, man, it was pretty smooth. There was not much problems. The hotel was great. We actually stayed at New York, got on the roller coaster, had some great food, ate at Resorts World, has this great steakhouse there. It's called Carver Steak, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So went there. They had a nice, Stricky, they have a cigar lounge sitting right there, right? So I went a little early before everybody came, sat down, got a little vibe, since I wasn't thirsty Thursday, and I had to do a little makeup day for that. Yeah,
you missed
it was good, but it's glad to be back on the block.
It would have been a strict pick for you on Thursday.
Yeah, you like that? It was a good look.
It was good stuff, as always, with Kevin Meyer from Myers Cork and Bottle. It was also good stuff on Good Sentence Friday, as always. And of course, Fired Up Friday by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. They had a burnt ends banh mi, which sounded absolutely incredible out there at their 84th and Havelock location. Don't forget, starting at 11 in the morning on Fridays, you can take part in Fired Up Friday. They post their menu online at themercadobutcher.com. Fired Up Fridays only at the 84th and Havelock location, but they have two other locations in Lincoln on 30th and Yankee Hill, as well as 85th and Old Cheney. You can also check them out in Omaha, 160th and Maple Streets. Again, the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Stricky, lots going on. We'll talk some NBA playoffs, some NBA draft lottery, lots to get into there. But first, on this program, we talk a lot about guys who are getting the bag, whether or not they deserve it. One of those players may or may not be, depending on your view, Derek Carr, quarterback, now former quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and of course the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr renounces his retirement from the game of football at the age of 34. He went through the rehab process with his hurt shoulder, wasn't working out, so he was going to need surgery. And instead of going through that process, sitting out a year, grinding his way back to the NFL, Derek Carr says, nope, I'm done. Little bit of a surprise there from Derek Carr, but Stricky, I really think that you give Kirk Cousins the reputation that Derek Carr needs. Kirk Cousins has at least been, borderline all-pro, Pro Bowler, that sort of thing. Derek Carr had one good year, and he made $169 million.
Yeah, and it's upwards of 192 in the years that he's played. So that's the crazy part, huh? 16th overall, 16th overall as far as his pay. Not winning a playoff game. The list is there's a lot of older school guys on that list, but there's definitely a few new school. But he definitely leads the pack of that. So let's be real about it. He's not the only one. I've got to be honest with you. Deshaun Watson's got to be number one. Unfortunately, it is what it is. As they would say in the meme, if you're on your Facebook and stuff, it is what it is. That's how you got to say it with that, because that's a travesty. I'm still waiting for half of the executive group for the Cleveland Browns to fold up and disappear. Not literally, but by exiting of their job status. But they may be, they may be putting something together to try to revamp that. I think there's a little still something sneaky about the way that they pulled off their draft stuff over there. I'm not going to get into it right now because that's not what we're talking about. But so, I look at definitely Deshaun Watson as one. Another one I think about is like a Tony Romo. If you're going to look at Derek Carr, Tony Romo possibly. I mean, but he was a performer, but just could not win the big game when it came down to it. Couldn't move them forward. So that's one you have to consider. Excuse me. Oh, we're down the wrong pipe. So, and then if you think about not necessarily getting up into that 150 million plus range, if you break it down into a little bit, you got to look at people like who happens to be another Browns guy or spent some time with the Browns as well as I think Denver as well. But you got to look at Brock Osweiler.
Sure.
Stole 41.3 million. He definitely was a taker. Didn't perform, had all the measurables, the height, big arm, a lot of things like that going for him. Just was not able to put it in the win column and get the job done. But one of the biggest steals, I think, in this outside of Deshaun Watson is the one game Matt Flynn. Almost 20 million, 19.5 million he hit him for one game.
7 tutties.
For one game.
Yeah.
One game hitter. Now, is that the epitome of one hit wonder?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, career backup, journeyman, a spot starter, goes nuts, sets NFL history, gets paid for it, and you never think of him again. Unless it's a conversation like this. No, I think you're absolutely spot on there. So then, Stricky, I pulled up this list of highest earners in NFL history, all quarterbacks, right? We know that's a high-paid position, especially now. Number 10, Dak Prescott. He's stealing or has he earned it?
I think to me, Dak Prescott is unfortunately how do I want to say it? He is unfortunately one of those guys that is the beneficiary of being on a great team. Let me just say a great organization with organizational history. Mm-hmm. They're always going to be on TV. They're always going to have some type of hype behind them. The media is very much like the Lakers, going to be pushing them and doing the Shannon Sharp Lakers in 5. They do that a lot for the Cowboys, and I think he's the beneficiary of that. Now, here's the thing: you can go down and look at his advanced metrics, and you could take 2 pictures off and put 2 kind of shadow pictures up there, and one of them will be Patrick Mahomes, and one of them would be Dak Prescott. And you look at the numbers, and the numbers mean a lot. But to me, those numbers look like James Harden does in his tenure of playing in the NBA. Shows great during the season. Looks great during some games on TV and gets into the big one and just cannot get the job done. So, Dak, I think, is still – and then he's the beneficiary of a team that likes to kick the can down the road. And then all of a sudden he finds himself in an elevated position as far as getting the bag.
Number 9 on the list, Peyton Manning didn't steal the bag. Number 8, Ben Roethlisberger, maybe towards the end of his career a little bit, but overall, no. Drew Brees did not steal the bag. Kirk Cousins, we already mentioned. Those are your top 6. Number 5, here's an interesting one. Russell Wilson. Stricky, did Russell Wilson steal the bag or did he earn the bag?
So I'm going to say half and half and shaky, because here's why I'm going to say that. Because when you look at Russell Wilson is a benefactor of a great system. Similar to what Roethlisberger was. Those guys, he was a winner. He knew what to do. He knew what his assets was and who he had. Mm-hmm. Good arm, could throw it, and he trusted guys that if he threw deep balls, that he would be able to have guys that would take care of their business and handle that. Mm-hmm. So I think Russell Wilson is the benefactor of having good coaching, a great defense around him, similar with some of the Baltimore Ravens teams. And I think you may look at Flacco and others that have, success in teams like that. Very staunch defense, defense puts him in great position, and it's up to him to just go ahead and just make sure that he don't make a whole bunch of mistakes. And I think for the better part of his career, he did that.
Russell Wilson led the league in passer rating once, in touchdown passes once. He's led the league in sacks 2 different times, as in he's been sacked the most. Has had some fourth quarter comebacks. He led 4 of them in 2019 and 4 of them for Denver just 2 seasons ago now. But Stricky, this is a guy that ends up second team all NFL in 2019, 4th in offensive player of the year voting, has another 4th place his second year, and 3rd place finish in his 4th year. Other than that, Russell Wilson's just kind of been middle of the road, been average, maybe slightly above average. But I think Russell Wilson's a guy who has some very, very definable traits that you like, but he was never going to be capable of being the system himself. And we saw that by the end of his time in Seattle.
No doubt. And again, that's why I mean system. He's a benefactor of a great running game, great play action football. And then with a solid running game, play action football, times running, all you have to do is manage. You really do. You just have to manage the game. Don't trick it off. Obviously, put in a big situation, needs to make big plays, throws interception. Hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch. Don't be the big guy. Guy that says to himself, I'm only here. A guy that says to any and everybody, I'm only here so I don't get fined. It means he's trying to handle business. So get a man the ball, let him handle business, and you might have another championship too.
Number 4, Matt Ryan. Did he steal the bag? Did he earn it?
Yeah, I think. Listen, Matty Ryan. I think he did some good things. Matt Ryan to me has. I'm trying to think of a comparison to him on the basketball side. Very, has a very solid career. Didn't necessarily, he played on good teams, but I wouldn't say they were powerhouse teams or organizations.
The one year that made the Super Bowl and blew a 28-3 lead.
That's what I'm saying. So I was trying to find a comparison, and I didn't want to put LeBron in there because I didn't want Jay to be mad at me for something
English.
like that. Huh?
Alex English.
Yeah.
Not a lot of team success. Alex English was an 8-time All-Star. Matt Ryan was a 4-time Pro Bowler. Matt Ryan 1-time All-Pro. Alex English 3-time All-NBA. English was a scoring champ in 82-83. Ryan had the 2016 MVP. I don't know. It's the first thing I could come up with.
Yeah, good. That's a good one. There are guys out there that just they can do things well, but not necessarily mean that they're great or they exhibit greatness. And I think Matt Ryan fits in that category. So I'm not going to say that he didn't earn it. I think he may have been overpaid, but not to say that he didn't earn any of his keep.
Number 3 is Tom Brady. We know he's maybe the biggest
Cap
of all time. So there's that. Number 2, Stricky.
Are you saying Tom Brady was a Steeler?
I'm saying Tom Brady was a Steeler. I'm saying he's the ultimate system quarterback. And I will take that to my grave. Number 2.
You're a hater. You're worse than a LeBron hater.
I am. It's true. Matthew Stafford, bag earner, bag stealer.
To me, Stafford to me, a great is like Taylor Parsons and like what's my guy? He played for the Lakers and he played with me. Austin Crozier. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Had a good pop out and showed him in my Kendrick Lamar voice. But at the end of the day, they not like us. They not him. They not Timothy.
Right. Matthew Stafford was hampered by Detroit for a while and was playing in one of the eras of some of the best quarterbacking, at least statistically, that we've seen in a long time. So I think Stafford's numbers are really good. His awards just aren't there to show for it. But that's tricky is why I give a little bit of a nod to Matt Ryan, too, who capitalized on that really good Falcons team, took him to the Super Bowl, probably should have won it, and capped it off with an MVP award. But, Stricky, the number 1 highest paid player in NFL history is a guy that brings us back potentially full circle on this Derek Carr discussion. It's Aaron Rodgers. If you're Aaron Rodgers, would you rather go play in Pittsburgh, or do you start taking a look down south to the Bayou and be the Derek Carr replacement down there?
Here's my rationale for it. Pittsburgh, to me, is a winning organization all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to build their team to win. For you just go on and on that team. I think they'll be able to find, if you want to win, it's gonna depend on two things. I think for Aaron Rodgers, are you only chasing money, a la James Harden? Are you only really just chasing the bag, or do you really just want to go out with a bang and be a winner on your way out the door? If that's the case, I personally think Pittsburgh is closer. I think New Orleans has an opportunity because of the division they play. So, Kamara's still there, right?
Yes.
I think their receiving core is pretty good. I just still think that they're not there. And he showed me with the Jets that I would much rather see him as a system quarterback in Pittsburgh with a winning organization, with a coach that hasn't had a losing season. So then it's just up to you to you don't have to do anything, just do your thing. Just do what you do well. We'll make sure everything's good for you. I think the defense is not as solid in New Orleans. I think their offense is fine, but I think they're a little farther away from me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's going to depend on what Aaron Rodgers really is looking for. Is he chasing legacy, or is he chasing money?
But if he's chasing legacy, wouldn't it be easier to get into the playoffs in the NFC South? So you go to New Orleans?
See, that's the thing. But that's the point I was trying to make. That was what I saw for up in New York for the Jets. That team was ready. Like, no, I know the injury. I can't totally fault you on that. But then you was able to return. Still had a pretty solid defense. You just wasn't able to make it happen on the offensive side and play losing football. Maybe that's just losing energy and losing just a losing team mentality. I don't know. But you're right. I think the division is set for him to go down to New Orleans if he wants to have a shot at maybe making it to the playoffs. But, we'll see.
The other reason that I bring that up, Strick, is because the Saints quarterback room is not exactly stacked, right? They did just draft Tyler Shuck in the NFL draft. My boy, you good?
Who?
Tyler Shuck.
From Louisville?
Louisville. Yeah. The other quarterbacks on their roster
he was the second quarterback taken, wasn't he?
He was. The other quarterbacks then are Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Now, if you're the Saints, on the one hand, this is a chance to get out of some money, right, with Derek Carr. You are so far in the red. You have put yourself in such a horrible, cap position.
Are they still paying Cam Jordan?
I don't know. But regardless, the Saints have maybe the worst cap situation in professional sports.
Yeah.
Not just in the NFL. They've done a really bad job of mortgaging their future for their present and not having it pay off. So on the one hand, maybe this is their reset where they get a rookie quarterback, they get out from underneath some money with Derek Carr leaving, and they say, you know what? Now we're committed to the tank. We know we're not going to be that great. Let's see what we have in this quarterback. Let's kind of reset our books and go from there. On the flip side, I like Olave. I like Rashid Shaheed. Juwan Johnson's pretty solid, a decent offensive line, and an X factor in Alvin Kamara. I could see the Saints talking themselves into one last bad decision going to get Aaron Rodgers because, Strick, I saw this from ESPN Stats and Info. If Tyler Shuck wins the starting job for the Saints, he'll be the first non-round one rookie quarterback to start week one since DeShone Kizer in 2017.
And how did that work out?
Very poorly. Very poorly. And part of that was Cleveland. So I tend to agree with you in that I think Pittsburgh is probably the better situation where they wouldn't ask him to do too much and the defense is better. But if you're the Saints and if you're Aaron Rodgers and this is just going to be, one last hurrah before the Saints blow it up and Aaron Rodgers goes on another darkness retreat or whatever, I could talk myself into Aaron Rodgers being the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints without too much difficulty.
Well, get to talking. You might have to be a lawyer like Jim Carrey was on Liar Liar.
Oh, liar.
You might have to be a lawyer like Jim Carrey. You can't lie. You gotta tell the truth, and tell the truth, shame the devil. You a lie, because I don't know about that with my boy. Hey, but look, I will say though, I can see them taking a flyer.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, not on Aaron. I think that, like you said, talk yourself into a bad decision. You could. I mean, you're kind of teetering on the scale a little bit. To me, that's kind of like when you go on an international trip, Austin. You'll get there sooner or later. You and wifey, y'all will start hitting the Greek islands and all that stuff. I'm speaking life into you right now.
I appreciate that.
And what people do is they'll go there and you put your luggage on the thing, and they low key put their feet under it just to hold it up, just to make it feel like it's a little bit lighter, like they'll do something to lift it up. That's what that's like to me. That's like playing the weight scale. They messing with the weight scale. It's not really giving the right weight that it's supposed to be. I think that's what not St. Louis, but New Orleans would be doing by doing that. Is playing with the scale a little bit. But taking a shot on them young guys, it could frustrate a lot of your veterans. The way you would see that happening is trades. You can see that we're heading that direction. What trades are made? I still think Kamara has value outside of his off the field type situations, as long as those things are clear. I think a team could take a team that would be looking for a lot of versatility from that position without a whole bunch of risk. I don't know what the full scope of his. I want to say he might have 1, maybe 2 years left on his deal, but somebody might go for that. They've got young receivers. You keep them. You've done good. You've attacked some areas in the draft. But at the end of the day, you're going to see whether or not they're going to go into tank mode, because you would need to unload Kamara. He's got a pretty good salary. You want to get low, and then see what falls to you in the offseason. When you get through this season, see what falls to you in the offseason, or what individuals may present themselves as free agents. Hopefully your scouting group did a great job in in identifying free agents out there that can, come in and do some things for your team that can help you out for your future.
Let's hit the text line really quick before we go to break. Eric says preemptive pause, Stricky. OGCJ says good to see you, Strick. We have
real quick with OGCJ. Shout out to OGCJ. Happened to be walking outside. I wake up in the morning, just take a nice little stroll, just get my day started, and walked right by OGCJ, who had his Husker gear on. He was looking for a good place to eat and happened to come in and eat. And, so we got to chop it up a little bit. Shout out to OGCJ. Tough loss for the Omaha Supernovas. Came up short out there. The 1 and 2 seeds got ousted. And, but hey, listen, not Omaha, but Nebraska once again. And it ain't even we talking about football. We're not talking about bad. We're not talking about nothing Husker. We're talking about just Nebraska as a whole. I think stuff that's happening with this stuff, Austin, needs to put Nebraska on the map, because I think they can make it go with a professional team. Like they showed up. They were out there. They were more Supernova fans than any other fans that showed up out there. And they showed themselves last year when they had it here. So shout out to the fans. I got to fly out there with some of them, but OGCJ, salute.
That's awesome. 1069 says Saints got lucky with Carr retiring. Rodgers is not the answer. Kellen Moore just got the reset that he needed. Disc Golf Jake says Rodgers at the Saints can't happen. The prophecy has been foretold, and he's going to the Vikings. I think the Vikings are taking themselves off that short list, or pretty close to it. And then last but not least, Stricky, just in about 30 seconds or so, Old Dad 34 wants to know, does Big Ben Roethlisberger get into the Hall of Fame?
I don't think he's first ballot, but I think he gets in. I don't think he's the first ballot. It may take 3. I think on the minimum side, maybe 5 on the high end, but I think they'll let Ben in.
I tend to agree. I mean, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champ, AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, just Rookie of the Year in general there in 2004. His competition really is Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning, 3 really fascinating guys from that same 2004 draft. So I'm with you. I don't think it's ballot, but I do think Big Ben gets in.
The crazy thing about Pittsburgh quarterbacks, right, is they kind of have the ones that have been successful are kind of similar. Because Roethlisberger is just a new, improved version of what Terry Bradshaw was, to me. When you had Franco Harrison and the running game that they had, and you had the bus, and they have these big running backs, and they're going to run, they're going to defend, they're going to play action, they're going to have maybe a deep threat or two, your Plaxico Burst types, those guys. And it seemed to me he's just a newer version of what Terry Bradshaw was. Yeah,
I see it. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the show. When we get back, a few NBA playoff headlines before we end up talking some NBA Combine. The draft lottery is tonight. Got some interesting measurements from the Combine, including one from the Big Ten. Ace Bailey, not as tall as Rutgers said, about 2.5 inches shorter.
6'9".
Keep going, Stricky. We'll talk
6'8".
about. Keep going. We'll talk about it. Get back.
Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Shwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light breeze. It'll be warm with an afternoon high near 87. Tonight, clear skies and light winds, a low near 58. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high near 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Butler for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
We're rolling right along during On the Block. Austin and Strick with you here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Switching gears, talking some basketball. We'll talk some NBA playoffs first before we talk some NBA lottery and some NBA draft combine here on the show. Let's start, Stricky. In the Western Conference, Thunder and Nuggets series was 2-1 before yesterday. A 17-8 first quarter. Neither team was shooting the ball well at all. The Thunder held the lead. The Nuggets would come out, take it in the third quarter with a 33-21 quarter, but OKC digs deep. They win the fourth quarter 29-18 to tie the series up at 2 games per piece. So now it's best 2 out of 3 between OKC and Denver. And Stricky, when we talk about these two teams, this game being played in Denver after Denver took the previous one at home, right, to take that 2-1 lead in the series. But the Thunder are young. They don't have that same, championship experience that Denver does. When you see a team grind out a game like this, where neither one was at their best, but the younger, maybe less experienced, less battle-tested team, prevails with the win, do you think this could be a turning point for Oklahoma City where they look back and they say, hey, we were staring down the barrel of blowing game 4, going down 3-1 in the series. We found a way in the fourth quarter to dig deep and win the game, tie the series. Is that a championship type of turning point for a young team?
So I think that's a good point, Austin. But here to me is something that you also want to consider and think about, right? I think to them, they feel that they had the game that they lost in overtime on Friday. They had it. They were up, a couple of mishaps here, big shots, not out of Jokic, but out of other players when they needed it. Michael Porter Jr. hit some. Aaron Gordon, definitely, right? A couple of tough finishes for Jamal Murray, bloodline. But here's the thing. You could see it on OKC's face. They kind of laughed. They're like, "Oh, this how it's gonna go, huh?" So I think they felt that they probably didn't get the right whistle. But the beautiful thing about them is that they have the ability to turn up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, Austin? Mm-hmm. They have the ability to go back, assess film, and turn up the dial, the D dial. Pause, Eric. Pull up the not with the K, Eric, with the just leave the K off with the little Eric. Turn the dial to turn the defense and ratchet it up a little bit. They have the ability to do that. And that's what you saw. That's what you saw. And that's what you saw in the finish. Because if you look at, this is what I like about them. When you look at the earlier, the game that they lost, you could tell that there were lessons learned and they weren't going to let it happen again. There's been multiple occasions when they've allowed fourth quarters to get away. Now they find themselves in a dogfight, 2-2, going back to OKC. Their thing, we're not letting this slip. So you're probably going to see a high-intense, physical defensive game, probably some in-game adjustments They're probably they've really been looking at Russell Westbrook as you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Kind of letting him do his thing, but Russell's been effective in the defensive side of things, and then making timely good shots, getting to mid range. So I think there's going to be some in-game adjustments, and then we're going to see who has the heart and the willingness to win. Right now, it looks like Jokic is wore out. It seems like the season has wore him out in the heavy logging of minutes, and just having to carry that team, to me, is what makes the MVP discussion even more interesting.
And that's where Stricky, Jamal Murray not being an 82-game guy, really just showing up in the playoffs, that can backfire, right? If he's not showing up to take some load off of Jokic during the season, you start to see those minutes, that pressure, that weight add up and add on to Jokic here. On the flip side of that, Stricky, the Indiana Pacers are playing free. Ooh. They're 80-39 at the half over Cleveland. Cleveland gets it back to a 20-point game.
It was a 41-point lead, wasn't it, Austin?
At the break. The Pacers, they move the ball, they pass, they cut. It is free flow, freestyle basketball.
And Halliburton wasn't even going nuts.
He was not going nuts. But the Pacers have a 3-1 lead over the Cavs. One more win, and for the second straight year, the Indiana Pacers will be Eastern Conference finalists. Do you feel bad for Cleveland, though? Because Mobley's missed a game already. Darius Garland obviously was not healthy at the start of the series. And now, Stricky, Donovan Mitchell goes down with a re-aggravation of an ankle injury. Man, you credit Indiana, but it leaves you, kind of shrugging your shoulders. What could have been for Cleveland?
Trouble. Without Donovan Mitchell has the ability to playoff takeover, because physically he's built for it. He can get to the free throw line. He finishes well. He creates trouble in different areas on the offensive side of things. Now defense is a little shaky, but my issue is I don't believe Darius Garland has the ability to carry a team in a series. Evan Mobley is more on the defensive side of things and still coming off of injury for himself. Same thing with Jared Allen. Both of those guys aren't going to give you much on the offensive side. The defensive strategy of Indiana is heavy 94 feet pressure on Max Strus, not allowing him to get any, freedom or to feel like just to wear him out a little bit. And they were just throwing anything at the wall. They were just trying to see if anybody off of the bench could give us something. And I don't think they just have enough. If Indiana continues to play the way that they're playing, that free flow style, I ultimately think, they'll pull things out.
I want to talk a little bit more tomorrow about the Wolves and Warriors series. So we'll wait till we see game 4 tonight. But Stricky, Boston needed it. They had to have it, and they got it against New York. Their shooting numbers came back to pretty much where they were. Does it feel like Boston took New York's best shot and is in control of the series, or do you still give the edge to the Knicks?
You're in the garden. If you're the Knicks, you're gonna say, okay, they had their night. They're gonna continue to do what they do. We're just gonna continue to challenge. But what we can't do is allow them to out hustle, out rebound, and out play us in our building. We need this win before we go back to Boston. And I think that's the important. I think the pressure shifts if they go 2-2. I think the confidence level begins to rise for the Celtics, and I think that could be and pose a problem for the Knicks. So this next game coming up, which is tonight, is going to be an interesting one to watch because either the Knicks are going to run out of gas because they're on the Jeff Van Gundy 2.0, and they're going to trick this game off because they expelled themselves going into Boston and taking a couple. So that's going to be the interesting thing to watch there in that series.
Absolutely, it will be. On tonight, the NBA Draft Lottery. We got some measurements going on at the Combine right now. The one that we teased, Ace Bailey might be seeing his stock fall because Rutgers tried to do him a solid in college. instead of for the pro ranks. We'll talk about Ace Bailey's combine measurements. Then we'll get into some NBA lottery discussion as we continue on the block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
In dealing with the high interest rates, it's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington Homes. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends Friday, May 16th.
See Home Club for details.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
We're rounding out hour one of On the Block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you here on The Ticket during On the Block, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Stricky, something we know is that teams will often stretch the truth a little bit when it comes to listing heights and occasionally weights on their rosters. Well, Rutgers might have done, one of its two best prospects to come out of that institution pretty dirty in terms of his future, and that's Ace Bailey. Rutgers listed Ace Bailey at 6'10". And when you think about a 6'10" guy who can put the ball on the deck, that can handle, that can score in isolation, they can knock it down from long range, you start to get pretty intrigued. But Stricky, today at the official NBA, draft combine, Ace Bailey measured only 6'7.5". What is Rutgers doing? Why do you add 2.5 inches to a guy's height? That doesn't help him.
No question. They've done that with a few people. I mean, I remember at one point they did that even with Jalen Brunson. I think they were trying to say Jalen Brunson was 6'3". Cap. No, you know what I'm saying? No. I'm 6'3.5", pushing 6'4" maybe with shoes. Without shoes, I'm 6'2", probably 6'2.5". But that doesn't help, because it puts you in a dime or dozen category. It questions a lot of conversations, probably even that they're having with the coaching staff now. There's credibility issues that creep in. You don't want to do them that much. Like you can fabricate maybe a good inch or so, but you get into 3 inches, you're doing a disservice to them. And now it's going to be a lot of questions on the back of the young man, but he can go and outperform himself, but he's definitely a dime a dozen at 6'7". There's nothing special. It doesn't put you in a special 6'10", put you in a special category. Your ability to shoot, create. There's versatility things. They did. Yeah. The question then becomes, Austin, is this: is Ace Bailey like what's the young man's name that went to Memphis with Penny? He's in the G League now, but he was hyped up. Huh?
James Wiseman?
No. He
Amani
went to Amani Bates. He comes across like that. So the question, I'm not saying he is, but will you start in your mind saying what are you going to get here? I don't think it pushes him to the second round like it did with Amani Bates. I don't think it does that. But that's how I'm going to be looking at him now. Like NBA wise, he's not Michael Porter Jr.
No, because Porter Jr. is like 6'9", 6'10".
He's legit.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're thinking about your offense, you're looking at one, he's slim build, not super physical, very athletic, but is he an elite shooter? Right.
He doesn't have any wing measurables, not wing versatility. Right? It was going to maybe work at the 4 with his string being and just how vertical and tall he can play, because you can get away with defending some stretch 4s. But if he's going to be legitimately like on the wing, there's some 2 guards who are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", and then plenty of threes and even some smaller fours or in that
DeMar DeRozan and those type of guys.
Right. That's who he's going to have to guard instead of at 10. He's up further to the defensive spectrum. You can hide him a little bit better, but he's about to get super exposed on D if he wasn't already, Stricky.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I feel for him? Maybe not, because you knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of it gives me a feeling like even right now, like sometimes when I watch the news, bro, and the stuff that they be saying, I look at them and you know what I start to do? Also, what do I start to do? Almost grab my hat. Yeah, that part. Like sometimes they tell us stuff and they think we dumb. Like they and there might be some out there. There might be some folks out there that's really like, I believe you. But some of the times they tell us some stuff, bro, and then 48 hours later, a week later, it hits them upside the head that what you just told everybody, like, believe my lying eyes, like my eyes are lying to me what I see. That's the part that makes you feel about Ace Bailey. It's like you telling us this and you making us believe with our eyes. Like, I know my guy is 6'6", so he's barely over him. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Eric says they're shaky, Stricky, much shaky. And Fred Not Hoiberg says, if I remember correctly, Charles Barkley was listed much taller coming out of Auburn than what he really was.
Believe?
Probably.
Yeah, I think they probably had Chuck at 6'7", if I remember correctly. I don't think they stretched to 6'8", but they definitely were like 6'8". Chuck 6'5", maybe 6'4". You know what I'm saying?
Back from the chiropractor, just got adjusted and back right.
Right. But Chuck could go get it. The round mound of rebound, he can go get it. He'll vertical and send your stuff to the rafters or out of bounds to the third row. Chuck handle. Chuck was a different breed at the size now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Chuck paved the way, Austin, for guys like Boozer. You know what I mean? That weren't like Trent, Boozer, guys that weren't, but were super athletic, physical, Byron Houston types who played at Oklahoma State. Yeah. I think Chuck did kind of pave the way for those type of guys to just be able to, find a space for them. Even Draymond Green and the likes of them for
Andre Drummond, maybe. I mean, Drummond's the true center most of his career, and he's only 6'7", 6'8", I think, is what he's listed at. So
big baby. Big baby. Yeah.
Yeah. All sorts of guys like that. That's a good spot to take a pause on this conversation. When we get back with the lottery tonight, who do you want to see get the first pick? Who deserves it? Who's earned the first pick through either their year or maybe throughout the years? Who needs this first pick for their chance to most likely select Cooper Flagg of Duke? And the flip side of that is, outside of the number one, who are some good fits for a guy like Ace Bailey, a guy like Dylan Harper? Where should those guys go to maximize their NBA careers? We'll get into all that and more when we continue on the block in hour 2.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orban, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is On the Block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
That it is. Hour 2 of On the Block comes your way here at 1040 O Street. What you got there, Stricky? What you flashing there, my guy?
Oh, just some new WTF stuff, just.
You think you're slick? You think you're casual, right? I see what you're doing.
I'm getting stocked in, it's all coming in, it's going to be on the website hopefully this week. We've been talking to Rebecca and getting all the shipping and everything lined up. So yeah, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready for y'all. Come get your WTF stuff soon. on a 93.7 The Ticket app or theticket.com near you.
While you wait, you can go to the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, pick up
That
some
part.
of the best meat in town. 3 Lincoln locations, 1 Omaha location. Learn more at themercadobutcher.com.
Every type of cut and every type of meat.
Special ingredients, pre-made meals, a little bit of this, a little bit of
that. Yeah.
You name it, they probably got it. Stricky, 3 teams have a 14% chance of landing the number 1 overall pick tonight. The Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not asking you who you think gets the first pick, but of those 3 teams, who deserves the number 1 pick? Who
are the 3? Who are the 3?
Utah, Washington, and Charlotte.
Okay.
Who deserves it? Who do you want to see get it?
So let's just quickly. So Utah, let me just quick hit my list. Utah, Washington,
and Charlotte.
Okay. So what is Utah in need of? I think Utah is in need definitely of a PG severely. Pretty much from their shooting guards on, there's probably a low need. There's big money there and a slight need, because are you really sure about what you got as far as your center? Okay. I think they're good. I think they're solid. It's cool, but is it premium? Is it going to get you there? What are you going to do with marketing? But they need a point guard. So that's I say Utah first is in need of that. Washington has double needs, both at the point guard position, I believe, and also at the center, and we know why. That draft last year was atrocious. Charlotte. Now the crazy thing, I don't believe this. They're gonna say they may in their mind think they have a high need for PG, but you bet on LaMelo being your guy. So either to me that you're gonna go get another guy at the PG position, but it seems to me that it's PG center. So if you're looking at PG center as those needs, where do you go? That's gonna be the key. Where do you go and who's available and who's noteworthy that high? PG wise, the only one that's there right now to me is Dylan Harper. So any one of those teams that landed, although Cooper Flag may be first, they'll probably, to me, I think Cooper, and this is serious, Austin, I think Cooper is waiting to see where these balls fall. I think he has until, I want to say, the end of May to make the decision. Actually, it's a little bit longer than that. There's a little grace period between that before he has to make the decision on whether or not he's going to fully pull out of the draft or not. I think but he still has option not to. And I'm being honest about that. I personally think if it lands in a place like DC, I think he opts out. And I could be wrong. I think depending on where these balls land, if it lands on the Spurs, and this is now here, you ready? You ready for the potential of the Orlando, the Spurs with Duncan, these type of situations. The ones that should get it, you're Utah, probably not going to be Washington, and Charlotte, maybe. They may let Charlotte get it, but if somebody else gets it, like San Antonio or something like that, Cooper Flag's in. If he doesn't, I think he's out the door. I don't think he stays.
I'm telling you, I do think he stays. I don't think Duke would allow him to come back. I think Duke is seeing.
Why?
Because think about all the guys that they've pushed out the door, and Cooper Flag's better than any of them.
They want you got the Boozer twins coming back, and dang near the whole run it back. They dang near put themselves on a guarantee.
I'm telling you, all my heart, I would love to see sophomore Cooper Flag. Unanimous player of the year is what would happen. That would not be best for Cooper Flag's career, right? I just don't think it would be, right?
I think it's risky.
It's very risky.
I think it's risky because you're risking injury. You've got nowhere you can go from there. But now.
Right. So strike while the iron's hot. So
but I don't think he wants to go Austin. Honestly, though, like real talk. Are you going to Portland or are you going back to Duke? I'm looking at you if you're Cooper Flag.
I'm going to go get that money. I proved everything I need to prove at Duke. You know what? And this is the other thing about Cooper Flag is he's not one to pass on a challenge. He's not going to run from it. Like some of the intel about him is, he comes to work every day. He changed the competitive environment at Duke as a 17-year-old freshman walking in the door. I don't think Cooper Flag cares. I mean, sure, maybe has a preference. I think Cooper would be much better on the East Coast. No, I don't want to go to Portland, but that's just the reality of the situation. I just think the risk that you would run by coming back to college for another year when your stock is this high, after everything that you've put in over the last 540 days, the last year and a half, that to me, to risk your shot at the NBA right now, yes, a bad organization. But what makes you think the next organization is going to be any better? Right? On one hand, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't know, right? Let's say that it is, Utah, which, here's the thing, Stricky, Utah might deserve the first overall pick. Think about this. Since the NBA introduced the draft lottery in 1985, the Utah Jazz have never picked number 1 overall, and they haven't moved up. They've either maintained or they've moved back down. That's kind of crazy. And not that they've been in the lottery every year, but Utah's not a terrible organization. They had a really good run with Stockton and Malone, even in the early 2000s. Like, Utah doesn't necessarily deserve to keep, falling down the draft boards like that. Then, Stricky, think about Charlotte, which I think would be a disaster for Cooper Flag to go to, even though I think he would still end up going. I think being on the East Coast would be good, really close to Duke. I think it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for him. Charlotte has landed at the number 2 pick in the Shaquille O'Neal draft when they get Alonzo Mourning. They picked number 2 in the Dwight Howard draft. They got Emeka Okafor.
Wait, didn't they? Where did Larry Johnson? He was a number 1 pick, wasn't he?
Maybe, but I'm just talking just the number 2.
Oh, you're talking about number 2. Okay.
Number 2s, right? Charlotte picked number 2 in the Anthony Davis draft. Charlotte got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And Charlotte
that was a horrible,
And
horrible
Charlotte picked number 2 in the Victor Wembanyama draft. And they got Brandon Miller. Whenever there's a generational sort of prospect, Charlotte does not get the number 1 overall pick. So maybe they're due again for another Larry Johnson or something like that. Who's to say? But Charlotte kind of deserves it. Washington does not deserve the number 1 overall pick. They've had their bites at the apple. They're mismanaged. They kind of need to wander in basketball purgatory. But then, Stricky, the only other 2 teams with a greater than 10% chance of picking number 1 overall, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Philadelphia 76ers.
No way. If Philly, go ahead, boy. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. Because if Philly gets it again, it's a conspiracy.
Philly hasn't paid it off.
Huh?
Philly has not paid it off when they had number 1 recently.
Bruh. All you can say is bruh. Philly is the East Coast version of Portland.
Ooh, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Who's worse? Who's the comparable East Coast version of Portland? Real talk. Atlanta,
Charlotte.
maybe? You think Charlotte?
Recently, I mean, Portland at least has some historical success. You could talk me into the Hawks, but right now, Portland's maybe Washington.
402-464-5685. I just want to let you know what I'm referencing. There, not only have you missed the mark on how and whom you've drafted, you've been cursed in your draft with what? With not Ralph Sampson. Was it Ralph? No, it wasn't Ralph Sampson. It was Sam Bowie. You took Sam Bowie before Michael Jordan.
Before Michael Jordan, not after. He was not off the board. He was there. You could have had
there. You did. You bumbled that, and that was only because Austin they had Clyde Drexler, and this is really what made Jordan kind of mad about it because he's like, "You saying he's better than me?" Oh, I'm gonna make him pay every time I see him. That's why that playoff went the way it went. So you got Ogden, Brandon, Roy. It just seems like even when they're trying to come out of the doldrums
before KD, Stricky.
Yes. And think about this too, Austin. That was during the shifting. That was like on the cusp of the shifting from true centers into this hybrid style of basketball in the NBA that you have now.
Yeah.
Right? So even then, you could see the direction it was going, that Kevin Durant was going to be one of the ones that's going to be that generational change of talent to where it was going. Now, another big fumble of the bag, I'm going to let you get back into it, was OKC. You look at OKC now and think of how far they might have been down the line if they didn't have egos and if they would have kept that core group together for this duration and just kind of assessed each other and realized where they fit. And we could have figured it out with this Harden thing. You didn't have to be the six. You could have been the sixth man of the year for
Ginobili 2.0.
Man, bro. Just the egos. I gotta be. And that goes back to all the things I talked about, where I used to have conversation with some of my NBA buddies, and I'm like, yo, let's do something. Let's collect it. My 15, your 50, your 100, let's some of us get together and collectively do something with that buying power. Oh no, I want to do something. My ego, no, I want to have my name. I don't care if your name is on it. I'll sit in the background. Just let's get together and do something. That's kind of what happened at OKC, Austin.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stricky, Philadelphia's pick could go to Oklahoma City. Philly right now has the fifth best lottery odds at 10%, a little over 10%. If Philly's pick is 7th, 8th, or 9th, that's the lowest that Philly can fall. If the pick is 1 through 6, it goes to the 76ers. If it's 7, 8, 9, Oklahoma City gets it, Stricky.
That would hurt. Oh, that would hurt. And you need to address some things right now with your team. For me, so the questions with Philly becomes this: does Embiid get back to former form? I personally don't see it, and I don't feel like he even really wants to play. So then you ask the question, can Tyrese Maxey carry a full load? I venture to say I'm not fully there yet, but I think he's a tremendously talented player. Then is Nick Nurse going to be able to pull these guys together in order to get the most out of them? And how well are they going to do in this draft? That type of situation could be such a detriment to your organizational vision that it's going to be interesting to watch on where these ping pong balls fall. Pause.
I really, Stricky, like the idea of Cooper Flagg in Philly. I think if you go Maxey, McCain, if Paul George wants to play basketball, great. If not, you can throw Cooper Flagg in there. I mean, maybe you keep Embiid, but Stricky, if Philly lands Cooper Flagg, that's an easy way for them to pivot away from Joel Embiid. Hey, sorry, we got to move on, right? Future's here. You had your moment. Thanks for everything. Trust the process. The problem for Philly is what you get back for Joel Embiid, who when he's in the top of the game is great, but people know he's damaged goods. People know his reputation. They play against him, every year. People know what Joel Embiid is at this point. You're not going to get a king's ransom for Embiid like you would for Giannis, for example.
No doubt. Yeah. So to me, I jump into the free agent market, and I'm looking to protect. I might go short term and see if I can get something like out of a Brook Lopez type. I might look in a trade situation. I'm not going to say it's this person, but something like him. I might look at a protector of sorts for Cooper Flagg and the other players, the younger players, as well as Tyrese. A Hartenstein type, a Steven Adams type, a guy who's physical, rebounds, is not going to command and demand a whole bunch of touches, can run offense through, can maybe have ability to pass. I'm not going to say a Şengün type because then you're going to have to get him touches. But what's the big fella over at in Utah also?
Kessler,
a Kessler type. You know, somebody like that who can block shots. Who? Even an Allen from Jared Allen, from someone like that with that team. If you're gonna get rid of Embiid, they're in return, I need something like that, and then it's gonna have to be a high quality player that has high salary or is gonna be late in their contract to where you could take it on, throw him in a 6-man role, build depth. You're not necessarily looking for him to be a go-to guy who plays a role similar to like Naz Reid for Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? But he's got a high salary. And that way you can maybe get somebody to, take Joel Embiid. It's going to be a flyer. It's going to definitely be a flyer situation. Somebody maybe that feels that he might be the potential situation, maybe a change of venue, maybe a change of city or scenery, and he may revive himself for a couple years, like getting, you know what I'm saying, like one of those car battery jolts. You put the spark, you get a little spark.
Jumper cables.
Yeah, jumper cables. You put them, they spark. Maybe that's what you're trying to get out of Joel Embiid, just a little spark to take you for a year or two, and then maybe he doesn't want to play anymore.
I'm with you. All right, Stricky, just a quick yes or no on these last few teams. Not would Cooper Flagg be good here, but does this team deserve the number 1 overall pick? Toronto, do the Raptors deserve number 1 overall?
To me, I think they're probably second on that list to Utah that probably hasn't gotten number 1s. So yeah, but the reason why I don't think it happens is because of they're trying to get face recognition back in the United States. Cooper Flagg is going to go somewhere where they can really hopefully find a face. John Morant's not. We've already run through the names of who's not it. And at this point, they're going to probably let me just say the tinfoil hats on. They're going to find a place for him to wear, an American guy, Christian Laettner face type, Duke Blue Devil, the whole thing where they can find a place where they can put him to get that notability.
San Antonio does not deserve the number 1 overall pick, even if it would be fantastic for him and his career. What about Houston? Does Houston deserve the number 1 overall pick?
No.
Does not deserve it? Okay. We already said
Dallas.
No. I'm getting there, Stricky. Don't steal my thunder. I'm getting there. Sacramento, no. Dumpster fire.
No.
Too reckless.
I give them 2 thumbs down.
Let's make it 4 thumbs down for Sacramento. Right. Okay, we're down to 2 cities then, Stricky. Chicago. Do the Bulls deserve the number 1 overall pick?
Shaky.
Okay.
Shaky.
Okay. And Dallas. Do the Dallas Mavericks deserve the number 1 overall pick?
I give them 2 thumbs sideways.
Explain the 2 thumbs sideways.
I mean, look, man. Look, Mark Cuban is he on Epstein watch right now. Let me just say that he on Epstein watch.
Back it up. Come on.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing bad. I'm just saying he got to be feeling some kind of way right now. I know Mark's got to be feeling. Ooh, man, he's having, what do they call it? The regret. What do they call it? Buyer's remorse and seller's remorse. He's probably having seller's remorse, looking for the big picture blow up. Unless that comes to fruition, he's going to be feeling some kind of way. Dallas has got to do something, and obviously it's not going to happen by this way, by draft. But I don't even think it's been a long time. I don't even think Dallas has had one in a long time. I mean, they got close with Jason Kidd, but Jamal Mashburn. That was when they made a run at it, but they never really. I don't think it was all number one stuff. Number one picks.
But does Dallas deserve it?
No, unfortunately. Yeah, no.
Imagine Kyrie and Cooper though.
That would be a nice combo. With
AD.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. So that's the problem. That's why I don't think it'll happen, because AD has been very adamant about not wanting to play the 5 anymore. You know what I mean? Like, this is why Gafford and Lively, you probably won't see them going anywhere unless their contracts run out, and they're going to probably try to find somebody else. I think they're going to really try to do something this offseason that's going to hopefully put them, because they're not going to be able to see Kyrie, because that injury is probably going to carry on through the season. You may not get him till maybe just before the All-Star break, and you're probably not going to be at full speed there. So they're going to probably try to figure out what they're going to do with PJ Washington. Is he somebody, they're going to look down that group and see who on there is somebody who can step in, fill void, or do we need to go out and do replacement somehow, some way, to at least put us in a position to not miss the playoffs. Again, it could be a big business decision where they want to tank, to be honest, where they want to get this new arena deal and stuff done, this casino and stuff like that. That could be on the table of tanking. But that would be very frustrating if I'm a player and I'm stuck there on a long-term contract that, the team doesn't really want to win. There's nothing more frustrating than that, Austin. I'm going to be honest with you.
I can only imagine. Let's go ahead and take our first break of hour 2 of the show. Plenty more to get to in the final half an hour. Thanks for sticking with us here during On the Block. Don't forget, you can be a part of the show, 402-464-5685. We had 5284 texting in, John. And then Eric says, Chicago is about as shaky as Strick. Pause. No, you don't become my partner like that.
Get him, Austin.
Eric,
get him.
Still, come on. We'll be right back to On the Block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a 4-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats like Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Call or text us at 402-464-5685 with questions, or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Registration goes through May 30th.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Shweso Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shweso Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shweso.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Rolling right along here during On the Block. This segment brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based out of Howland, Nebraska. They offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give them a call today for more information at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. I'm Austin Norman. He's Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland. And Stricky, I just saw this flash across the old Twitter timeline as we were talking. I think it's interesting to bring up the lowest lottery odds for teams that received the number one pick in a draft. Right now, the lowest on record, the 1993 Orlando Magic had just a 1.5% chance of landing the number one overall pick. They take Chris Webber, and I think safe to say that one worked out pretty well for the Magic.
It did. And listen, C-Webb had a tremendous career. The things that he was able to do with that group of guys out there in Sacramento, that was big for him. Obviously, Washington is where he kind of got started. But that deal worked out.
Another one that worked out, 2008 Chicago, only 1.7% chance at the number one
Rose
pick.
Had to be Rose.
Derrick Rose, the youngest NBA MVP in history. I think we're 2 for 2 in long shot odds working out at the number one overall pick, Stricky.
Yeah. That ended up. I think the only thing that really hurt him in anything as far as going to the next level was injury. That was it. I mean, he was a tremendous. I think he worked on his game. He had a flat jumper, but still he made it work. He could attack, and the more that he was able to extend that range, he became a tremendously difficult player to guard.
Here's the first one that makes you kind of wonder, Stricky. The Cleveland Cavaliers had just a 1.7% chance of landing the number 1 overall draft pick in 2014. They selected Andrew Wiggins, who didn't play for Cleveland. He was traded in the summer for Kevin Love. Do you think that worked out for Cleveland?
The trade or the draft?
Well, the draft is a part of the trade because they got Wiggins. They traded him to Minnesota for Kevin Love.
Yeah, I think that worked out for the Cavs. Again, there are certain teams in certain places where you can leverage their circumstances against them.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Minnesota, they're able to put teams together outside of the expansion Minnesota teams. Mm-hmm. They can put teams together that can be solid, right? They draft okay. They draft pretty good. They do a good job for the most part at drafting. I think they did good at getting Cat and putting him and Ant together. I think Ant has been a surprise for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people, they knew he was super athletic, but they didn't know that he would be able to elevate his game the way that he did. But the way that they leverage teams like that, the way that they leverage themselves or get leveraged against them, is because they know that you're not a destination city for free agency. You're not a place where a lot of people. So they could throw a guy because you figure, how often are we going to be able to get a number 1 pick at 6'6", long, can shoot, athletic and super athletic, and but what they didn't realize, he was soft. He was soft as cottonelle. He didn't really. You didn't really see a hard-edged Wiggins until he got a lot of questions out of Golden State. He rose to the occasion. He was an integral part of that team's winning a championship. Because I'm going to be honest, without Wiggins during that run, what year was it?
22.
22. Without that 22, that 22 run. Without him, they don't win.
No, that was the best basketball of his life.
That was the best basketball of his life. Got him paid, and you haven't seen him since. Now, obviously, again, this is the one thing everybody listening. Thank you guys always for tuning in to listen on the block. We appreciate you. Austin and I, as well as Jay, we appreciate you. But but this is what I have to say, and I have to be honest about, is that we say this on the show about people are real people. Like, it's easy to talk and discuss, and because the lights turn on and you get to see it and observe it for a slight minute. And why I'm saying this, Austin, because I did a movie. I got another one coming up in another month or so. But I did a movie, and I come to realize that as much as we shot my scenes for the day, and how long that shoot was. For 3 scenes, 3 or 4 scenes I was in, that it was only a small portion that you saw. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't see all the other stuff and the cuts and the retakes and 3 camera setups, and you didn't see all that. And that's how sometimes we evaluate what we see in athletes. And athletes actually have lives, man, off the court. Mental situation with his right. People are dealing with real issues off the court, and we don't get to really understand and see that. We just kind of see maybe the downfalls of those things as it happens. They don't show up, or something happens, and they're not their normal selves, and that's what you end up judging on.
Absolutely. That's why, I think when we talk about people, whether it's, high school athletes, college athletes, professional athletes, we try not to be hot takey. We try not to go overboard and understand that, what do we always say on the show? Life be lifing, right? Stuff pops up. and then we deal with it. Speaking of popping up, the ping pong balls are popping up tonight in the NBA draft lottery. Just last year, the Atlanta Hawks had just a 3% chance at the number 1 overall pick. Too early to see if that one has worked out for them with Zachary Reese-Shea or not. But it's tricky. The year 2000, maybe the best player in college hoops that year, suffered an unfortunate knee injury that kept Cincinnati from some big picture success in the NCAA tournament. Kenyon Martin. The Nets had just a 4.4% chance of jumping up and grabbing him in the 2000 NBA draft. Do you think that the Kenyon Martin pick worked out for the Nets in the long run?
Kenyon Martin was another one of those statured individuals that you were absolutely surprised by, that was able to and capable of playing bigger than what he was. The issue I think with Kenyon is that he became a one-trick pony. Not just defense, blocking shots. He was a dunker. He was a better version on a better team than like Taj Gibson was. You see what I'm saying? Taj Gibson, high leaper, dunker, you know what I'm saying? Larry Nance Jr., better. He's better than them, but never developed a jump shot. Was always an attacker, just playing above the rim and defensive blocking shots. There are places for that, but this is why I say I can't say it fully worked out for them, because they weren't able to. They were able to get close, not able to win a championship from it. Kenya was like, there was another player I was thinking about. I just passed my mind. That's okay, but yeah, I can't say that. As a number one, to not be able to expand his game never really expanded for me.
That 2000 NBA draft wasn't exactly a barn burner strike. I mean, Kenyon Martin goes number 1. Stromel Swift goes number 2.
High flying, super high fly. Woo! I played with Stroh. Good Lord. When Stroh would do that one, he done went to the heavens on you. Yeah. You just throw it up for Stroh. He go get it. Yeah.
Then it was Darius Miles, Marcus Fizer, Mike Miller went number 5. DeMar Johnson, Chris Mim, Jamal Crawford went 8th to Cleveland.
Ooh.
Joe Przbilla, Keon Dooling, Jerome Moiso, Eaton Thomas, Courtney Alexander, Mateen Cleaves, Jason Collier, Hida Turkoglu went 16th in that draft, 1 spot ahead of Des Mason, 1 spot ahead of Quentin Richardson. Not a lot of star power in that group. Some good players, some names So I think just in the context of that draft, the Kenyon Martin pick looks fine in a vacuum. I think you can deal with that if you're the Nets. Couple more to get to here, Stricky. Greg Oden did not work out for Portland. We already mentioned that one. Zion Williamson, who spent a lot of time talking about him. They had just a 6% chance at the number 1 overall pick. That has not worked out. Andrew Bogut to Milwaukee. They had just a 6.3% chance. Andrew Bogut made more of a name for himself in Golden State, helping stop that Mark Jackson run.
He was coming across as a bust until he revived himself at Golden State. Yeah.
And then, Tricky, a bust that we don't talk enough about, right? We get the Michael Olowokandis, we get the Sam Bowies and whatnot. How about the Toronto Raptors? Had just an 8.8% chance at the number 1 pick in 2006, and they spent it on Andrea Bargnani. Woof.
Awesome. Bat goes flying into the stands. Woof. That type of woof.
It was a problem, man.
Barnyard. But is that worse than Milicic with Detroit?
Darko, no, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That 2006 draft, though, Stricky, number 2, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
Not bad. Number 3, Adam Morrison. Bust. Number 4, Tyrus Thomas. Number 5, Sheldon Williams. Number 6, Brandon Roy, drafted by Minnesota, traded to Portland. Randy Foye, Rudy Gay, Patrick O'Brien, Muhammad.
Rudy Gay and Roy were tough.
Yeah.
Kind of similar. Mm-hmm. And then another one that fit in that mold also was Danny Granger.
Oh, I miss Danny Granger. Oh, I miss
Granger was another one. Yeah, they all were kind of like those mid-range, those mid-height killers.
Yeah.
And they were low-key killers. They were tough. Yeah.
Kind of the last of the traditional kind of small forwards.
Yeah.
They had a lot more ball handling wings. That's what I think of when I think of those three guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good call.
Let's go ahead and stop that discussion right here. Let's take our final break of the show. We'll wrap it up with a short one after this.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light breeze. It'll be warm with an afternoon high near 87. Tonight, clear skies and light winds, low near 58. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high near 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof, no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Just a couple minutes left here during On the Block. I'm Austin Orman. He is Eric Strickland. On the Block brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Big thanks to Love Volleyball Omaha for their sponsorship of the final segment of the show. Get your season tickets for the first time or renew them at lovboma.com. All right, Stricky. 2 playoff games in the NBA tonight. Who wins in the East? Does Boston tie the series? Do the Knicks take a commanding 3-1 lead? How do you see that one going tonight?
I think Boston, like once you start seeing shots go in, I think they shoot well. It's going to depend on New York's ability to get high production. Get consistent production out of Brunson, high production out of Anunoby, and solid production out of Cat. Bridges, if he gives you anything, is going to be bonus. I think if Bridges plays well tonight, they win. If he doesn't, it's going to be tight. And I think Celtics continue their, feeling good about themselves and shooting. As long as they're not taking dumb shots. It's not that they're taking bad shots. They were taking dumb shots. That's why they've lost the game. So if you can't go sit down and watch film, and if you as Missoula can't sit down and really talk to them about the imbalance of what they're doing out there on the floor that's cost them games, and you can't make the adjustment as a team that's both seasoned, you guys have been together, and you've got championship pedigree, then you deserve to lose. So right now, I'm going to say I think Boston ends up pulling it out.
3 points are better than 2, but 2 points are better than 0, which is what Boston threw up on a lot of possessions in the first 2 games of the series. And then Stricky out west, the late game tonight. The Warriors played okay in the first half without Steph Curry before Minnesota. Julius Randle really dominated in the second half. Same situation. Does Minnesota go on the road and take a commanding 2-1 lead, or does Golden State get one at home on the West Coast and not the series of 2?
So they really had to rely heavily on Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anybody I can rely on. I can't rely on Podzimski. I can't rely on Kuminga. You definitely can't rely on Draymond Green, whether it be him stomping on people's, that part.
Any of them.
Yeah, a couple of them. Or jumping or swinging or doing something idiotic out on the floor that costs his team. I just think it's tough when there is just a total reliance because their whole style changes. None of them are really big shot. Now, Jimmy's big shot mid-range maker, but no one's a big-time maker of shots to where you literally have to focus a lot of everything that you're doing because it doesn't take long for him to make it happen. So that's the thing.
Hey, go into that doorbell. I'll sign us off.
Man, it's crazy. It's ringing like it.
Easy
Hey,
Strick.
mañana.
Mañana indeed. He's E Strick. I'm Austin. We're going to put a bow on this little ditty called On the Block. Thanks to everyone who's been along for the ride for the last couple hours. It's been a blast. 1 hour show tomorrow. We'll head to Take Down Tuesday and Teammates Timeout. Don't worry, though. You're not done with me yet. Maybe you want to be, but I'm sticking around. Got Old School with me and Jay Foreman. Both On the Block and Old School are brought to you by The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. They've got 3 locations for you in Lincoln, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and 85th and Old Cheney here in Lincoln. You can also check them out at 160th and Maple up there in Omaha. For Strick, I'm Austin. Would love it if you stick around for the next hour on your drive home. It's Old School with me and Jay Foreman. Get ready for the largest dirt late model